I hope you see the slide and hear me.
Yeah, we can see it.
You can see it fine. So I want to give a short introduction on our initiative on the energy model region. You just spelled it very good, Patrick. Both names, even I'm alone. Anna has to make more or less the same presentation on the sustainability day of the Austrian food industry. So, what are the goals of three different energy model regions here in Austria? They started already 2017. We want to develop and for the domestic energy and energy relevant transport technologies on a large scale field trials, so a little bit comparable what you already explained from heaven. It's important for the Austrian economy that we have the technology and the systems available, not only in pilot plants, but also in demonstration plants. Therefore, I say Austria will be the demonstration market, Europe the home market, and the world market will be then coming at the latest. We have to strengthen and expanding Austria as a leading market for energy technologies, and we want to involve and try to get active participation of users and operators. The energy model region will be coordinated by a funded research association. You already spelled WiVA BNG. I have the honors at the beginning to be chair of this association. We are organized over whole Austria to be really internationally feasible. It's very important that we have sectoral integrated projects. We have at the moment 30 projects already completed, and more than 25 are going on at the moment. We have a very interdisciplinary, I would in some cases say transdisciplinary structure. And we have no restriction within Austria. That's not really comparable to a few of the others projects. As I already said, we were specially founded for this coordination. We want to get climate neutral hydrogen technologies. So I was really surprised about the discussion blue and green. And I also saw in the figures before Austria only as blue. I can't see this. Because in my opinion, it's more to the green hydrogen. And we have to push these sectoral integrated projects. We manage this platform. For example, we have also now a new entrance in internet via the Austrian Center for Computer Technologies. And I will give later on in the chat how you can get over there. Very important thing is we have a new monitoring system to show the achievement of our common goals. And this is, of course, very important in this Super P2G project. And we believe that the basis for this survey can only come up from the individual project level. When we speak about the energy model region, then of course we see the whole chain, starting from the production of the primary energy, going to the secondary like hydrogen or biomethane. We also have part of distribution and storage. Overall things, the pipelines, the road, and also very important is our storage thing. And then in the how to use it is mobility, industry, and energy. These are our partners. You see, it's more or less the who is who of the Austrian industry. This is the picture what we have in mind: a hydrogen-based energy system with the renewable sources, of course, water. If I heard before, is it really a new energy source, a new renewable energy source? I think it's a very important energy source, but also wind and sun can supply for the whole economic sectors. And you see in front of the picture, especially the storage, because this is one of the really big advantages for Austria. We see the benefits of a power to gas structure by coupling the gas grid and the power grid. We need for sure the chemical storage. We have the possibility to produce new green energy sources, and we have to be a very important part for the decarbonization, especially of industrial projects, also hard to decarbon. And you see it at the end of this slide that we have mobility, we have industry, and we have energy, especially for super P2G industry is of course the most important one. Nevertheless, I would give you also some few insights to the other sectors. Let's mobility sector, where AVL is at the moment developing a new heavy-duty fuel cell. UpHigh is a mixture between mobility and industry. It's the project of OMV, and it will be also a part of industry because there will be a 10 megawatt electrolyzer at the refinery plant. But it's also very important that they start with green hydrogen for the development of the Austrian transport system. And they have all started with a new quality, but also mass measurement system. FC4HD is the follow-up of Hydrak, where the fuel cell will then be part of 2 vehicles. This should run by end of next year. And Hydrometer is a flagship project also from AVL, where they want to show a combined SOEC and carbon dioxide methanization. In the energy sector, there are 4 projects listed. I will only stick to the last 2. That's underground sun storage and underground sun conversion. I already said, in my opinion, this is the 2 important thing here in Austria. At the moment, they already started with 100% hydrogen storage in one of the already fields from RAK. Now coming to the green industry and to the background, what we have in mind. First of all, Austria has a favorable position in renewable sources. And we try now to increase also the deployment of wind energy, but we see the same effect as in Germany. We have already shutdowns of wind turbines. And so we need some kind of storage. We have at the moment a relatively good industrial structure in Austria, but we have to integrate these renewable gases immediately. And also what we discussed before is the high gas price will help us, I believe. But nevertheless, we have to discuss how we can overcome the low price from hydrogen via steam reformers. That means gray hydrogen versus green hydrogen. All business models what we have at the moment are not viable, but nevertheless, we believe that work package 7 will help us, especially when we think about certification of green hydrogen. Here also 4 projects what are already running. That's H2 Pioneer, where's the production of a very clean hydrogen 7.0 for the use in a plant in Villach from Infineon chip production, and we use then of this green gas for power generation. Up high I already explained. And then the two ones from voestalpine, which are also part of my further presentation. That's H2 Future. That's the FCHU project, started already in 2017 and will end by end of this year. But we have already a follow-up of this project in mind, and this follow-up I will show you a little bit later. At that time, it was one of the largest BAM electrolyzer with 6 megawatts. You know at the moment that there are a lot of other BAM electrolyzers already installed. And beside the hydrogen production, the steel making process is, of course, one of the things what they did over there was demand side management. And SAS steel is from the TRL level very low. It's only around 4. We have now a 50 kilo batch operation with a new process where we need hydrogen plasma smelting reduction process. This smelting process is necessary because we have our own iron ore here in Austria. It's from the quality not as good as the iron ore on the world market, but on the other hand, there's a possibility to combine this iron ore from Austria with cheap iron ore on the world market. But then, of course, you cannot do direct reduction as normally. So therefore, voestalpine is setting up a new process. When you look at their own view, then they believe around 2035 there will be then a 200,000 tons a year demonstration plant available, but as you see it's 14 years, so it will be a long way to go over there. And this is the follow-up of this, what I already said, of H2 Future. It's we want to change the fossil-based energy system here in Linz to a renewable-based system with the electrolyzers at the center. But we also we want to use then this hydrogen partly in the chemical industry, in the cement industry, but also in the steel industry. But at the moment, we believe that there will also be a necessity of carbon capture, especially for the steel industry. You see the coal already still going in the steel industry. And on the other hand, we believe that carbon capture will be very important also in the future, especially if we think of negative emissions. And therefore, the Austrian government, as well as the Upper Austrian government, will spend hopefully the necessary money what we need that we can make out of this flow diagram really real things. And these real things could look like this. That you see the resources. That's the existing BAM electrolyzer at voestalpine, which has to be upgraded because it's a Siemens electrolyzer with no pressure and only producing hydrogen 3.0. So it will be upgraded to, let's say, minimum 15 bar to get it in the already existing grid. Then we need some kind of certification process because at the plant at voestalpine there's already the existing steam reformer from Linde, so there could be one of the possibilities, or it has to be upgraded to 350 bar because there will be a filling station for Linz AG. That's the town-owned company with the bus sector, and so they need this station. Then there is a very important thing is the CO2 pipeline from Borealis. Borealis is also producing hydrogen for the ammonia production, and we will then use this CO2 from this steam reformer for the catalytic metallization, or another possibility is to make carbon capture and use then this for the catalytic methanization. The catalytic methanization will be a new process coming from the Montan University in Leoben, and it will be at the range of 1 ton per hour of CO2. And you already learned something about the geomethanization from ARC. This, of course, will at the moment not be directly connected to the CO2 from either Borealis, but from voestalpine. But this process for the geomethanization was already shown as a showcase, and this will then only be used for the, let's say, feasibility analysis. There is also a possibility to make carbon capture from a cement plant. There's a very important one, isn't of course the off-gas conditioning, because the off-gas from the cement industry is very dirty, and there will be this off-gas conditioning plant built over there. The carbon capture will be a mobile plant, which is already in an existing WiVA project carbon cycle economy demonstration involved. We believe that with this we can really show how we can come from between 2020 and 2040 to a totally neutral production of industry here in Upper Austria. But as I already said, CO2 capture will play an important role, especially until 2035. And this is the end of story of WiVA BNG. We believe in hydrogen valleys. You see over there 4 different hydrogen valleys. One in the western part of Austria in Tyrol, with a close connection to Switzerland and Bavaria and Südtirol, as a South Tyrol. There is an existing 4 megawatt IL electrolyzer, and they want to change in the mobility sector, especially the Zillertalbahn. Then there will be one in the south of Austria. That's mainly from research and development. This is the Technical University of Graz, and then already existing project called renewable gas field, where they produce from solar power hydrogen via a BEM, and then there's already a biogas plant over there, and then they produce by methanization also methane, and add this methane to the existing grid. Then is the one what I already showed, that's in Upper Austria, where we will also part of H2 Market project, where we're really happy that we can work together with Heaven. And then is in the east of Austria is the so-called Hydrogen Valley, Eastern Austria, with 2 main groups. One is OMV with the Abhai project, and the other one is Wiener Stadtwerke. Wiener Stadtwerke is the supplier of all parts like mobility, gas, grid, electricity production. So, and this will also be connected to the IPCEI project from Verbund. That's called Green Hydrogen on Blue Danube. And with this, I believe that Austria can really get on the way where we want to be, really to be in 2030 40 neutral, and I hope you will take over following top findings, and I will stick to the last one. I believe in joint cooperation, because without this joint cooperation, where we need to exchange and optimize our results, we will not get over there. And therefore, I hope with Super BNG that the outcomes of the Super BG project will really strengthen our results of the monitoring systems, what we already started. So, thank you very much, and I'm open for discussion.